Never has one single photo encapsulated the destruction of America more than the Rolling Stone saying that these women will shape the future of America. This is, of course, before even woke 1.0, DEI, intersectionality, George Floyd, COVID. They knew exactly what was going to happen. Open borders. It'd be fun to wipe the smug smiles off all of their faces. Putting Nancy Pelosi in prison for insider trading, that'd be a great way to do it. Defeating AOC in 2028 in a 40-state landslide, that'd be a great way to do it. And deporting Ilhan Omar would be a great way to do it. There's no smug, entitled, repulsive, fraudulent smile that I'd love to see out of here more than Ilhan Omar. It looks like Donald Trump's about to do it. But he's not just taking action against Ilhan Omar. This is President Trump today saying ICE refuses to disclose records on Omar because there's an ongoing investigation. This is Trump signaling that there is movement against Ilhan Omar, that it's going to happen, that something is going to happen. I'm telling you, I believe this one. We've been asking all the right people. We've asked Stephen Miller about this. We've asked J.D. Vance about this. We've asked Tom Homan about this. And we asked DHS directors about this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to go down with Ilhan Omar. I'm telling you, I'm reading the tea leaves here. Anyway, the federal government isn't turning over any records for Ilhan Omar because they said she is the target of an ongoing criminal investigation, along with millions of other Americans. Justice Department targets hundreds of citizens in new push for denaturalization. Huge. Trump administration is assigning denaturalization cases to regular prosecutors, which could lead to a surge of people being shipped out of the United States and stripped of their citizenship. Well, it's already happening. For those of you who say nothing ever happens, oh, it's happening. Cuban immigrant. Okay, hold on. Cuban, illegal, stop it, CBS. Like, unbelievable. Stop it. He's not an immigrant. Our ancestors were settlers and immigrants. These people are criminal illegals that were not welcome here. They broke our laws to come here. Anyway, this guy says ICE never told him where he was being deported to. They deported him to Central Africa, a deeply impoverished country. The State Department warns Americans not to visit due to widespread violence. He got shipped to Congo. The conflict-ridden country is one of more than 30 third world countries that have agreed to accept deportees sent to them by the Trump administration and other nations. Oh no. So now he's stuck inside of the city of Bangui alongside deportees from Ecuador, Honduras, Nepal, Russia, and Vietnam. So they're all being sent to the Congo.
Los Estados Unidos nunca te avisó que te iban a deportar a África. The U.S. never gave you notice that you were getting sent to Africa. Were you deported because of a criminal record? Where are the other deportees?
Dude, okay, first off, you entered the country illegally. So of course you're getting deported because of a criminal record. You're an illegal alien. You broke our laws to come here. But then also traffic violations are also, can't do that either.
Where's he from? Nepal, Vietnam, Cuba, Ecuador, Honduras, and Africa. And Russia too. Pero ninguno de ustedes es de ese país. None of you are from that country.
No, ninguno somos de este país.
None. Están atrapados. You're stuck.
Estamos atrapados en este edificio.
Y en África. And in Africa.
Y en África, en otro continente que no conocemos. Y este es un país bien violento que lo buscado en YouTube.
It's a very violent country. They never told us. We're here without any documents. Wow. Well, maybe you shouldn't have come to the United States of America without any documents. Self-deport, or we're airdropping you into the dead center of Africa without any documents, money, or hope. You think this is a joke? Get the F out of our country while you still can under your own power. This is where they sent them, to Congo. The Central African Republic is a landlocked country, almost exactly the geographic middle of Africa. Substantial natural resources. Is one of the poorest, least developed countries on Earth. Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the internet is celebrating this because, well, you need a deterrence. Self-deport before we send you to a random country that is much worse is exactly the message the Trump administration should be sending. Cool. If he didn't want to go there, he should just say, I'm self-deporting to Cuba. Thank you. And we would have given him $3,000 and a plane ticket home. Instead, he wanted to play games and pretend that he doesn't know where the hell he's from. Well, now you're from Africa. Suck on that, amigo. CBS News is the first U.S. broadcast network to track down and interview some of the deportees, essentially Central African Republic, which is awesome. If you F around with us, we're going to do things to you that have never been done before. This makes me so happy. Imagine thinking that you were going to get a bunch of welfare benefits from the U.S. taxpayers. Instead, you woke up one day in the few places where cannibals can still literally eat you, probably legally eat you. It's worth remembering that the Trump administration offers $3,000 stipend plus airfare for aliens to self-deport. If they didn't take the more than generous offer, then yes, unpleasant consequences for breaking our law. Don't want to wind up in Africa? Go home. The real stories here are that illegal aliens refused $3,000 to self-deport to Cuba, and that Cuba will not take its own people back. If you do not want to be in the United States, deport first to your country. You know, you can go to Cuba. You can fly to Cuba directly from Florida. There's like 15 flights a day. Corporate media can't find fraud in Minneapolis or California, but they'll spend a fortune going halfway around the world to do an expose on the Trump administration. Oh, I think this is awesome. I'm glad that they're doing this. Why wouldn't you want to be sent to these places in Africa? Extreme poverty, despite resource wealth, persistent violence and insecurity, government failures, weak institution, no infrastructure, daily living conditions are horrible. And ladies and gentlemen, something else crazy is happening. It's wild. U.S. immigrant visas appointments have just been canceled all over the world. In the next 2 to 3 days, we'll know if it's a glitch or if something big is about to happen. With the H-1 visa appointment rescheduling was pushed a year out into the future. Yeah, America needs to take a breather. H-1 visa hiring was just adjusted to $103,000 fee for every single H-1B worker you want to bring in. Again, all of the appointments and visa processing appointments are being canceled worldwide at U.S. embassies for August. We regret to inform you your upcoming visa interview appointment has all been canceled. Too bad. You can apply for U.S. embassy in your country of nationality. We regret the inconvenience this may cause. So go home, which I think is exactly what they're going to do to Ilhan Omar. You want to send a message? This is how you do it. Send the message. J.D. Vance sending the message to Ilhan Omar right here. Talk about Ilhan Omar and Tim Walz.
Exactly.
And obviously, Ilhan Omar, the president and the White House have been out saying that she married her brother, that there is immigration fraud going on here. These are deportable denaturalization offenses. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, so we actually think that Ilhan Omar definitely committed immigration fraud against the United States of America. And I talked to Stephen Miller about this actually recently. We're trying to look at what the remedies are. That's the thing that we're trying to figure out is what are the legal remedies now that we know that she's committed immigration fraud? How do you go after her? How do you investigate her? How do you actually do the thing? How do you build the case necessary to get some justice for the American people? There's a related issue, Benny, which is she has been at the center of a lot of the worst fraudsters in the Somalian community. So do I know that Ilhan Omar was aware that the Quality Leering Center was defrauding the American people? I'm not certain of it, but we at least need to investigate it, because if people can commit wrongdoing without even the fear that they're going to be found out, that's a fundamental problem. So I'm worried about the immigration fraud. I'm also worried about what did Ilhan Omar know about what was happening in the Somali community, and why was nobody looking into it until, frankly, Donald Trump came along.